Hello friends, welcome back. In the previous session, I discussed clearly the skill set requirement for you to become an embedded systems engineer. So now it's time for us to understand what are all the skill sets that are required to become an IoT engineer. I hope it will be definitely useful and you can let me know your questions at the end of the session or through the comment section. Well, becoming an IoT engineer is not so easy because it is just not one domain that you need to learn. You will have to really learn multiple things just other than sensors and microcontrollers. But considering the trends and the opportunities that we have in the field of IoT, you can definitely learn all this and you will have a safer future. We are going to understand the skill sets, the requirements in terms of software and hardware, all this stuff through this session, and I'm sure you will like it. The primary and the foremost requirement is the sensors and the microcontrollers. You need to definitely have a very good know-how about the sensors. How do we select the sensors? Understanding what could be the sensor output, necessary amplification techniques, circuit protection schemes, interfacing requirements, all these are very mandatory for anybody who wants to become an IoT engineer. Also, it is just not sufficient for you to know only sensors. It's important to know the microcontrollers. There are multiple microcontroller boards available right now in the market. To start with, you can learn Node MCU, Arduino, Raspberry Pi. But when you go to industry level implementation, it is good to go with Intel boards. And you need to also understand one thing. IoT can start with the smallest of the equipment range, starting with a wearable, and it can go till the laptop or the tablets. So you need to be familiar with using all these kind of equipment that support you to create the IoT devices or IoT application with either the laptop or the mobile or the wearable or whatever be it. You should be familiar in terms of getting those things done. Also, please learn about usage of IDEs. Arduino IDE is one of the most famous things that you can learn, and it is easy to learn as well. Well, the next one is very important, the UI and the UX. This is one of the very important skills, and this is something that many often forget. This excellent UI and excellent user experience, if you can give to the end user, you have already invited a lot of users through that. The word of mouth will start spreading, and you will get your application being used by so many. That acts as an ambassador. The flawless front end experiences are really the one which everyone wants, and UI should enable interactions between the devices easily as well. It should navigate and move from one operation to another flawlessly and easily. When you design UI, please keep all these things in the mind, because as an end user, I will only keep focused towards my own experience. I am a user, I need to have a very good experience with respect to usage of the application that you are giving me with the product. So make sure that you learn how do we design good UI and how do we give good user experience. Right. Next one is very important, the coding part. Yes, we need to know a lot of coding here in IoT, but it's not complex, it's easy. To start with, you can learn embedded C programming, where you can easily interface, and the logic for the programming also can be done, and the logic for the implementation can also be programmed with embedded C. So embedded C is one of the options, but if you're not so familiar with embedded C, nowadays you can program also with Python. Python can be used even for interfacing. Your logic can be implemented with Python, and most importantly, Python has got multiple packages which can help you out in getting the data handled properly. Now, JavaScript, yes, it's mandatory. Whenever you want to develop a web page or a web application, I think JavaScript will come first. Now comes the Node.js. Node.js is an open source, cross-platform, backend JavaScript runtime environment which can execute JavaScript code outside a web browser. Remember it. It can also support the publish subscribe model, which is mostly used in IoT applications, and it also supports the WebSockets and MQTT. When you talk about the publish subscribe, MQTT obviously comes into picture immediately, and with Node.js, you will be able to do all those. So when you come to programming, you need to know either embedded C programming or Python very well. JavaScript will be helpful for you, and Node.js, yes, is becoming very popular and very famous, and you can learn that too. Now, the next one, you need to learn AI and machine learning. Why do we need that, sir? We are building IoT application, and why should I learn ML or AI? Very simple. We are going to deal with data. It's all data. We are acquiring, analyzing, and we are going to predict or understand the data. We are going to get the pattern and the trends. So whom else other than machine learning will come in picture here? Machine learning is going to help you in understanding the pattern, in predicting the pattern, in predicting how things will work. So without machine learning, I think IoT will go mm, not as efficient as it can go through. Now, coming to the next part of it, AI. AI's growth is really commendable. The decisions based on the data are arrived through intelligent AI algorithms, and this can be done without human intervention, and this is an essential skill. So if you have IoT know-how, plus if you have additional skills on AI and ML, you are the most preferred one. Well, the next part is data. I get a lot of data. When I talk about IoT, when I talk about sensors, it emits a lot of data and I love to collect all of them. Well, what is the next point about it? How do I handle this big data? I have got sufficient tools available which I have listed: Hadoop, Kafka, Spark, Talend, Splunk, Hive, Apache HBase. All these are there, and you can learn at least one or two of these so that you can call yourself as a data engineer too. You can handle the data that comes out from the sensors. And the next part is, how do I secure the data? Whenever you talk about internet, whenever you talk about data over internet, yeah, it's always under threat. So there are a lot of opportunities for IoT security experts too. So you can learn IoT security in parallel to how do you handle data. So it's very important, and the data has to be secured, because more you get smarter with connection to internet, more threats are on the way for you too. So make sure you understand how do we secure your data. Now the next one is very, very important: cloud computing. Cloud services selection is one of the most daunting tasks that you have today, because there are a lot of cloud services available. Which one to choose? How do I migrate? How do I move from the current setup to the cloud setup? If needed, how do I come out of the cloud? And how do I integrate cloud service with my application? All these are really challenging, and also you have to select between the cloud or the fog or the edge. Which one is going to be suitable for you? All these are going to be challenging, and your know-how on the cloud would always be useful, and it's one of the most essential skills that you need to have. And last but not the least, the location aware services. Wherever you go, now if you see any IoT application needs the location data. So if you are familiar with GPS, if you are familiar with the way you can handle GPS stuff, it's always an added advantage. The location aware devices are growing in the market, and they've got a lot of potential too. So overall, if you see, we'll backtrack it quickly. Your know-how on the GPS, cloud computing, the data, big data, and the security. And when you come next, the AI and the ML skills and the programming skills, followed by the UI and the UX design, and finally your knowledge on sensors. All these are really important for someone to get a career in IoT. I hope this was useful, and in case you have any questions, you can ask me through the chat section. I'll happily answer you. If you like the content and the channel, please subscribe and give a thumbs up. Thank you very much.